Hi, welcome along. Whisky Hobbit here with my second whisky review, Nikka Coffee Grain. So, Nikka Coffee Grain, a little bit different to most whiskies that I have. Firstly, being a grain whisky, also Japanese. I have quite a few Japanese whiskies, but not too many. Mainly because now, unfortunately, due to the Japanese whiskey situation, there's not a huge amount of whiskey from Japan coming out that's actually available for most people in terms of price and availability as well. But the Nikka Coffee Grain is one that is, I would say, well priced and available. So definitely, if you can, get a bottle of this. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. So it's bottled at 45%. And it doesn't come with an age statement, but it doesn't come across as young. That might just be because it's grain whiskey, I don't know. They do this and a coffee malt, which, if I'm honest, this is better. This is a lot better. The coffee malt comes across as a little bit confusing, and it's not really as well put together as the grain, in my opinion. Grain is very, very good. So I haven't made any notes for this review, so just see how it goes. So on the nose, it's quite a nice, sweet, fudgy, I'd say kind of almost biscuity nose. A little bit orangey. Yeah, hints of kind of fruitiness to it. It's quite bourbony, but Japanese bourbony. So yeah, it's nice, really nice. It's not a bourbon, it's just different. But yeah, really, really good. Yeah. I haven't given it a lot of time in the glass. I normally do give it a lot more time. Should probably taste it because I'm not doing anything. Very light and gentle. Almost, it's quite different actually on the palate. Sort of. It's a lot more floral. Some grapey fruitiness, almost juiciness comes through. Very, very good. Very easy drinking. I wouldn't personally add much, if any, water to this, just because I think it would drown it. I think 45% is perfectly fine for this whiskey. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure if it's chill filtered, to be honest. I would assume it's natural colour. You can't really see, but it's pretty light. I wouldn't say that's coloured at all. I don't know, but I wouldn't say it is. But yeah, you can normally pick this up for about £55, I think. So it's pretty good. Obviously, it doesn't come with an age statement, and it's a little bit different because it's not anything to do with single malt. But I think it works. And if you want something from Japan that's a little bit different and not your usual Japanese Yamazaki or Hibiki, which I mean you can barely get anyway as it is now, it's definitely worth trying. Again, like I say, get this over the malt. I would recommend trying the malt if you see it, but I wouldn't necessarily buy it. It's also, the malt is a little bit more expensive. The reason why the malt's a bit interesting is because you don't normally put malt through a coffee still, which is why it's got the name Coffee Grain, spelled Coffey. So it's a type of still that they normally use for grain whiskey. So yeah, the malt in that respect is interesting, but it doesn't work, unfortunately. There is another grain whiskey that I haven't bought, but I would highly recommend checking out. A single grain whiskey, but from Scotland. It's a bit of a funny one. It's called Loch Lomond single grain. That's really, really good. I'd highly recommend checking it out, and it's only about £27. It's very cheap, very good. Yeah, it's a very light whiskey. If you like smoky, big heavy, earthy flavours. This definitely isn't for you, unless you want to try something different, like I said. I don't know if I gave a score in my last review, so I'm going to give this a score, just in case. I'm going to give this 8 out of 10. So yeah, very, very good, but could be better. It's a little bit flat in some respects in terms of development, and it's just not quite as big as I would want it to be. But then again, it's a grain whiskey, so yeah, maybe I'm asking for too much from it. So yeah, I may do another Japanese whiskey review in a while, although I've got quite a lot of Scotch to review, so I'll probably do some Scotch next time. Maybe some Kalila, like it says on my t-shirt, Kalila. So I like Kalila, I'll do Kalila. Alright, yeah, thanks very much. See you next time.